All right, Philip, I went prematurely. So what are your thoughts about the jury instructions and the reality that this jury really needs to look closely at each definition of these offenses?
Absolutely. I think one of the key instructions is going to be what it means to be under the influence. That is really important. I believe in the state of Tennessee, which is pretty uniform throughout the nation, is they have this presumption of being under the influence if your blood alcohol concentration was 0.08 or greater. Because they did not have an actual chemical test performed in this case, either by way of breath, blood, or urine, or otherwise, they had to rely on a process called retrograde extrapolation. Those are big words. But the bottom line is where a criminalist tries to figure out retroactively based on her height, her weight, and her drinking patterns, and the time during which she drank, what her blood alcohol was. And these cops, these detectives, did some mighty fancy police work because they have a video of her pounding those beers in that shot. So they can pretty much determine how much she consumed. They obviously know her geometrics, her height, her weight, and they can look at a timeline and pretty much figure out, based on the Widmark formula, how much alcohol she had in her system at the time of impact. And that's the key, at the time of impact, not at the time she left, not at the time she got home, not at the time she finally went to the cops, but it was at the time of that collision. So the jury's going to need some clear guidance on what it means to be under the influence and when.
Really great point, Philip, especially considering the fact that they did raise during this trial. It also makes a difference the size of the individual that's been consuming that alcohol. Do they have any medical conditions or predispositions or things that might affect their consumption and what the alcohol does to affect them individually as a person? So great points. Let me ask you, if I could, Sudi, about